At GC Sports, we have in the booth with me, of course, I'm Aquatati. Per usual, we have Picola,
Hello.
as well as in-race reporter tonight. We have Mr. Word Burton.
Hello, glad to be back for a second week in a row here.
We're a little late getting the broadcast going. The timer's already going. You see it on your screens there. 25 seconds. We'll be going green. I'm going to go over to you, Word. You had a rough time in qualifying. You're going to be starting 19th. What are the keys for you to try to get to the front and get a victory here at the Glen?
The keys here today, simple. Keep all four wheels on the racing surface and do not overdrive. I can't emphasize enough when you come to Watkins Glen, obviously a very fast road course, arguably some will say maybe the easiest road course we will go to in this game. However, when you look at Watkins Glen, it is so easy to make a mistake going over a curb or overtaking the bus stop and, hitting a glitch spot and so on. So for myself tonight, starting back in the 19th position especially, it's going to be ever so much more of a focus, making sure you can get through turn one clean, make sure you miss the potential havoc when the field all stacked together, and try to progress one spot at a time up through the field.
I got a blue screen real quick. Go ahead and join Picola. I have about 32 invites from the drivers, so I have plenty. We have 8 viewers already live for the Watkins Glen race here. That should be interesting. Yeah, traffic's going to be a hard one. We have 22 drivers, I believe. We had a couple that showed up at the last minute. 22 drivers, no cautions, 25% race, 2 times wear. This is the C custom group. Should be an interesting feat. Picola, what are you watching as your keys here tonight?
Well, if you can stay up front until the pit stop comes around, having no cautions, I think if you can take no tires and run those final 5 or 6 laps, you can cut off about 10 seconds on your pit stop. So, be interested to see if anybody can pull that off.
Yeah, interesting.
Sorry.
Oof. Also, an interesting fact here, you mentioned the fuel mileage aspect. Going to try to get to the rear of the field, see if we can see who wrecked there. But yeah, fuel mileage, this is one of the few races that it's within 5 laps, right? So 17 laps to the tank. This is a 22 lap race, so technically you could go without pitting. I think that's going to be very difficult to do here out in YouTube land. We have Puddin and Robbie Racing out there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And Puddin, it's going to be hard to suck on the track because I'm the broadcaster. Out front, we have Daha Jr. followed by Hunty Wild and GTR Mike running there in third in that ugly number 18 machine. Hunty having no sponsors on the 42. And Daha being a prior winner here in this series. The top 3 cars are going to spread out pretty quickly here, so we're actually going to follow along right now with third, as he's under fire from the last night's winner and all of last week's winner, basically, Private Patton in that 21 machine.
Can anybody stop Pat?
Man, Daha is doing a great job. He got to start second. He had the inside lane for that first corner, which is ever so important. But, man, my eyes are going to be on Hunty Wild. I've seen him run a lot of road courses. He's decent on the ovals, but when it comes to a road course, that is his thing. I expect that 42 car to be a challenger for the race win here tonight. As I say that, he closes in on the 12. Kind of a lot of cutting there through the bus stop from both these cars. Hopefully that's not a occurrence every corner, but we'll have to pay attention to that. Daha is able to hold on to the lead, gets a little bit of a gap, going to go back a little bit. There's Gator Mike.
Pat zoning.
Yeah. William.
Man, we got some big groups out here.
William Stalker out there. Let's go Private Patton. He's cheering for him. I think the rest of GC Sports is kind of thinking that he's got enough wins. Patton getting the inside lane, getting ready to go into turn 1. That is the end of lap 1. That was lap 2, I think. But Private Patton now in third place with Gator Mike sitting in fourth. And I just saw Josie Protege hitting the wall exiting turn 1. So that's not good for that 38 machine.
Not good.
Yeah, I told him I was going to cheer for him and root him on tonight, but in reality, I just can't see doing that. Who you watching?
I think 24, I want to say it was. Just got to the wall, yep, coming up through the S's.
That's Tiller in the 24.
Look at all the spots you're going to lose there.
Yeah, another road course driver, as we're seeing Tiller in the 24. He's in between two pretty good drivers here. You got the Mills Canuck Fast. He's a Canadian, and we all know that Canadians like road courses better than ovals. And then, of course, you got Ward Burton right there behind him in the 77. Ward, a lot of traffic you're dealing with down there?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to go with a different strategy because you just brought it to my attention as we were getting ready to go to this race. So, of course, without the track position, you got to try something different here. And, you know, it's interesting. Right now, as we stand, of course, the junior right now sitting in the lead in that 12 machine. I'm sitting back at 18, so theoretically, if this were to continue to stand, the 12's going to be your points lead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he started the season off on the right foot. This is race number 5 of the season, so we are now in the latter half of the season. But
49 and 1 round.
Yeah, it looks like he was lagging a little bit there too.
The 49. Oh, yep, 17's involved, the 1's involved. The 49, this is, I believe, his first race of the season. That is Mo Power NRG. Looks like it collects rubbing them in the 3 car, the 17 at the 1 of Warpig. Big collision there through that was the S's, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Back up front, we have the battle for the lead is still intense. Neither one of these guys are really pulling each other. Hunty Wild right on the back bumper of that 12. I know that he's not literally pushing him like you see at the oval tracks, but being within a car or 2 cars of someone at a road course, that's closing in on him. And that 42 of Hunty Wild, I'm telling you, he's a road course guy, but doing everything he can to keep that 42 in the rear view mirror. And I like Ward. By the sounds, looks like you're going to go with the strategy either doing the pit stop where you're going to take as little as humanly possible and or try to save. But do you think that that's going to pan out when you have drivers like the 12 and the 42 able to have pretty open track and just pull away from the rest of the field like they're doing?
Yeah, you know, to be honest, it all comes down to how far behind when they come down for their stops. And honestly, right now, they're doing a good job with the track position, maintaining your distance and really surpassing. And that's what you need to do out in front. But I think the other thing, too, when we come down to the thick and thin of this race is, you know, again, who's going to keep their car on the track without wrecking? We've seen everyone right now kind of all in a pack together, driving around, you know, and really getting aggressive. We haven't really seen, I mean, we've seen a couple wrecks, but we haven't really seen the pack make too many big, as I say, that stuff goes around right in front of them.
Yeah, I was riding along with the 7 there.
You see mistakes here and there, but the big thing is that, you know, it's going to come down to if you have a perfect race, you can win this. So I genuinely think, and you know, you guys mentioned Honey Wild. I think, honestly, from my perspective, being someone that right now sits around the back of the field, he's my favorite to win tonight. You know, you've seen Honey up in front, week in, week out. He's done a really, really good job qualifying well, maintaining his track position. And you know what? Typically here in GC Sports, that has resulted, you know, come due time in a positive way. I think it's about time that 42 gets a win tonight.
Yeah, of course, while you were talking, he caught the wall and lost a little bit of ground to the 12 of Daha, but I expect him to make up that time. He does something a little different with his shifting through the corners, this bus stop especially, that is really unique. I'm not going to say what it is during mid-race, you know, and give away his tricks, but if you guys have never checked it out, check out the Honey Wild YouTube and see how he does his corners on road courses. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It's like Pat's got by Honey.
Yeah, like I said, he caught the wall, and when he did, he lost a lot of time. Also, the 49 car of NRG is on pit road. He is done for the day. Man, there's a lot of cars.
Thanks for coming out, NRG.
Yeah, 22 cars started tonight. That's a big field at a road course, especially for no cautions. Yeah, Honey was passed by Patton, but looks like he's all over the bumper. I'm not sure what happened to GTR Mike there. He was right on the bumper of Patton prior to the Honey Wild incident, and then I was kind of scrolling through the field looking for some action. But even right there on the broadcast, you can see that 42 going through the bus stop. That car looks completely sideways, right. and then it goes back straight. That is not a glitch. That is not a lag. That's actually how he drives through the corners. It's really, really unique what he does.
Well, you asked about the 38. I have just found him. He's all the way back to the 14th spot. Team have the problem, guys.
Ooh, Josie in the 38 not having a good time. Started top 10. I believe he qualified 10th. So I seen him catching the wall. A lot of these guys are using that excess road on the turn on the exit of the carousel. And yeah, we're seeing you here right here behind Jose Protege in that 38 machine. And William Stalker says there's a little bit of echo in the one person. I believe that echo is coming from the in-race reporter of Ward Burton. And honestly, it's race realistic. Like, it's the sound of the cars. It just gives a little bit of echo in his microphone. So, yeah. Now, we're hearing it too here in my ear, but he's just driving, that's all.
Oh, I was just riding along with Sauce. He just totally missed turn 1. Did a good job avoiding everybody.
I was just riding along with the 7 back in the pack. He got around the 19 Hellraiser, and as soon as he did, the 19 also lost complete control of his car and found the inside wall in turn 1. Man, there's still so many cars in the pack, from Blaney, Manme, the 13, I'm not sure, but let's see, DB the Best is here in the 20. There's Sauce in the 24. You were just talking to him. There's Jose and Ward. This group, this is a gaggle of cars at a road course. I mean, for the most part, they're all doing a great job. To be this close to this many cars, you miss your braking point one time, you could take out 3-4 guys.
GTR Jacob and Sammy Lunatic got some clean track in front of them. You're always looking for that at road courses, man.
Ooh, looks like we have our first taker in the pits. I believe that is DB the Best.
Yeah, honestly, being a member of that gaggle of cars, I don't blame the 20 at all for going down pit road. Like I said, it's about 5-lap gap on your fuel to making it to the end, so realistically, once you hit lap 6, it's fair game. Anybody, you can pit at any point in time. I know a lot of people use that for strategy. You catch a bunch of cars, you're running in a big group like that, why not pull over instead of, not necessarily you making a mistake, but one of them making a mistake and ruining your race. So you just pull over, come back out, have a bunch of clean laps. Usually advances as GTR Jacobs spinning out in the carousel on that 10 machine right in front of Blaney, and that gaggle of cars is now coming up. Sammy Lunatic on the leaderboards today, most of the day. She's running up here in this 14, like you said, all by herself, especially now that Jacob spun out. Man, I really want to know what's going on at the front, but this gaggle of cars is fun to watch.
Oh, looks like we're going to P3 wide, going to turn 1.
That's not so fun. As Jose Protege just guns it.
Yeah, made it.
The 51 got the worst end of that, as we see DB the Best back here running up. I thought, 24's Tiller, that's right. Trying to get back to our front drivers here. Hunty Wild still behind Patton. GTR Mike still behind both of them, but looks like he's closing ever so slightly. But that means the 12 of Daha is just out front. I don't know if Hunty's just having a hard time getting by the 12. Possibly the 42 didn't think that he could get in front of and stay in front of the 12, so he might have backed it down to do it like what you were saying. Maybe a fuel only, or right, 2-tire stop doesn't really benefit you here. It's usually your left front that wears the most. But yeah, right. This is pretty interesting. I don't know. The 42 stayed with the 12 so well that I have a hard time seeing somebody dominate Hunty at a road course, but the 12 is doing a great job right now.
That is.
And the one big thing right now for the 12, he is about, back to me, in 16th, a 31-second lead. So if he gains about another 10 seconds, there's a chance he can come out with the lead going on a fuel and stop here all the way down through the pits. So again, this is where strategy really comes to play. What do you feel is the safer strategy on the racetrack? And right now, obviously, 12 in the track position, utilizing his speed. It's going for it, trying to make the gap as much as you can, and hope there's not many guys back to your fuel saving and trying to go the distance.
Yeah, and honestly, until the cars start pitting, the 12 is not going to have to deal with the traffic that everyone else is, and that's so huge at a road course, right? So at an oval track, you can use, if you come up on a car that seems maybe a little bit slower, like you might be a 10th or 2/10ths quicker per lap, right? You can use them as draft and actually make both cars go a 10th or 2/10ths quicker, right? Here at a road course, you're talking half a second faster than someone you might be catching on, but when you get to them, it might not be an open area on the track, so you kind of have to just fall in line and wait until there's a spot to pass them, and you're losing a half a second to a second per lap. That is huge come a 22-lap race. That's a lot.
Right.
And by the way, guys, we have a lot more takers in the pits. Looks like Taylor and a couple others came down here.
Hunty's back in front of Patton. I don't know if that is...
Yeah, I just happened to scroll through. Not only is he in front of Patton, but he's closed that gap on Duha almost in half since he got by Patton.
Okay,
I'm really...
So I was thinking Patton maybe had a mishap, what you're saying. He's just flying.
I think he decided it's go time. You know, we say that frequently, but I was riding along with Duha for a while. You couldn't see any car in front of or behind. Of course, now he's by the 22 of Blaney. He had pitted, but you can start seeing that blue 42 when this broadcast view does the back part of his car. You can start seeing him on your screen. So Honey Wild is gaining time on the leader as we speak. I don't know if that's due to the 12 backing it off or the 42 picking up the race pace. But somebody I'm really impressed with back here, this 18, a GTR Mike. He's had a pretty fast car weekly. You know, we speak about it, but unfortunate events. But here at the road course, he's up front, and it's paying dividends as he's running in fourth, right behind Patton, as he's actually closing on Patton. So Patton may not have the long run car that we're accustomed to.
I'm not counting Patton out yet.
I'll never count Patton out of a race, ever.
Do you know who's behind Mike? It's tough to tell.
I have no idea. War Pig on pit road. Ward Burton right there with Mills, Canuck fast. I'm really surprised to see Mills having such a hard time. In fairness, though, he wrote me this morning to find out what track they were at, so he didn't know in advance, so he probably doesn't have a whole lot of laps here. 7 viewers still out there live in YouTube. Guys, from what you're seeing out there in YouTube land, are you picking the 42, the 12, the 21, the 18, or maybe a newcomer? As the 42 gets in the back of the 22 of Blaney and spins him out in the carousel. Oh, it doesn't look like, yeah, he got loose. Patton was able to get by and got going again right in front of the 18 of GTR Mike. Tight here. You don't want to be in that predicament if you are. Ooh, looks like Mike got a little loose trying to drive on the outside there. The 22 didn't appreciate it, got back into the side of Mike. This is something you really hate seeing when you're a lead lap car. Top 5 all night. Mike is now battling with a guy that's on fresher tires, which here at road courses, yet again, that's just another one of those things that the fresher your tires, usually the slower your lap times. It's kind of weird how it happens like that. But that 22 looks like he's having a little bit unstable, loose car. The 18 wanting to get by as quick as he can and uses the bumper. And I keep trying to look back and see who that is. Maybe behind the 22 of Blaney. I just can't tell.
Jose down pit road.
You know, I'm actually kind of thinking maybe it's Sammy Lunatic running in 5th.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't know what I just seen, but there was a car in the bus stop. Yeah, in the first, that was a weird location to be spun around where he was, and then he spun around on the exit of the bus stop.
Let's get off the hill.
Honey Wild on pit road in the 42 machine.
Yeah, I believe, guys, that car that spun around was in 19 Hellraiser.
Yeah, it was weird where his location, so when you first enter the bus stop, he was like on the inside of that wall. It was weird location to be spun out. I can't say that I've ever seen someone spin there. But with Honey on pit road, that's going to definitely open up that gap here for the 12 car of Duha, as now second place would be Patton, third place would be the 18. The 2 cars behind him of Josie and Blaney, those are both a lap down. What? You alright there?
Yeah.
Every time I go to this 13 car, he seems to be setting some pretty decent lap. Like, he looks like he's got a pretty stable car. I'm not seeing him have any big issues. That's FR True Death in the 13. And right now he's in open space, so if he was lackluster earlier on speed, simply because of all the traffic, he might be picking up some ground here now. As we see Patton and GTR Mike on pit road. So race leader of Duha, the final one to make the pit stop, of course, of the lead 4 or 5 drivers. But I'm sure there are people that are doing the fuel strategy as Ward, and we knew for a fact Ward was. Man, me out there. Man, it takes forever to get back to the leaders. There's Ward there. I know we're getting close to the end because he started 19th.
Yeah, the strategy for me, definitely not to win the race. You mentioned 12, he's already out, guys.
He already pit and come back out?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
he sure has.
Yeah,
Honey's right behind him, just a couple lengths behind the 12. So that, like I was saying earlier, where the 42 kind of backed off a little bit, that might have been his mentality. Get back there a little bit, save as much fuel as he can to where he thinks he can make it to the end, and then gun it. And he's right on the bumper of that 12 after short pit, and by about 2 laps.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good race here.
When you get a second, Ward, could you let me know the lap count remaining?
Yes, sir. We are currently, why am I getting a question? Sorry, guys. Wish to tell you we're on lap 17 to 22. So when we hit the line, there will be 5 laps to go in this one.
Go ahead, Cola.
It looks like Gator Mike's got past Pat. I'm thinking Pat maybe took 4 tires, right?
Hey, we have a couple more pitters here, guys, by the way.
Yeah, so the last thing that these leaders want to see now, I don't know, right, which one's in which scenario. If you're the 12, you don't want to catch any lap traffic at all. If you're the 42, it looks like these guys are so evened out up front that the 42 is no longer gaining any time, right? So if you're the 42, you might need to catch lap traffic, and we just seen they're entering the bus stop, and on the other end of the bus stop was a couple cars. So the 42 may get his wish, but here at the road course, it's really tricky. The 12 gets by him, and now you have to deal with them, and hopefully they don't hold you up. It's really going to depend on where they catch him. And I said the 42 is not gaining any ground. Looks like he gained about a car length on him there through the bus stop. This is getting intense up here at the front as they're getting ready to come to 4 laps to go. 42 gets into the back bumper of the 12 of Duha Jr. Now looking to the inside in turn 7. Unable to make it. He's going to... the 12 runs a little wide, but the 42 gains no ground. In fact, he loses about a car length as he's going to the outside in turn 1. 4 laps remain here at the Ice Cream Sandwich 50 at the Glen. 42 gets to the inside of the 12 on the exit of turn 1. They're side by side getting ready to go into the S's. 42 backs it off a little, doesn't want to be side by side. This is for your race lead, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, P-Call, when I quiet down, that's a perfect time for you to come in.
Yep.
All right. 42 right on the back bumper. He gets into the grass on the backstretch. 42 going to lose about 3 car lengths there. All that time he made up, and it's going to take him about a lap to get back up to it. And the laps are not what he has a lot of left as they're getting ready to come to 3 laps to go when they get back to the line. They have 2 more corners, and then they'll be taking that 3 to go mark, as I believe that to be the 17 of Do the Do they're getting ready to catch up on in front of them. I'm not sure.
Yep, he's in 17.
Hey, see, you did kick in for a second. All right. Honey lost the 3 car lengths, gets it back to within about a car and a half, so he gained up some ground. They're getting ready to go into turn 1. This is where the 42 seems to be faster throughout the rest of this race. The 17 pulls over, so lap traffic not going to be an issue here. As they get ready to go into the S's, the 12 still has about a car and a half. 42 gets wide, gets into the wall. The 42 losing more time. You can't say he's not driving that with everything he possibly has. Honey Wild over driving the car, becoming an issue as he catches the wall. I have to give it to him. He's done a remarkable job up front in that 12 car. Keeping someone like Honey Wild behind you on a road course is not an easy task.
Yep.
Just want to give an update as well right now, guys. We're looking at Patton up into the 4th spot as well. So while this intense race is going on for the lead, I'm going to be really honest. Don't think we're going to make it on gas. So again, right now the 12 maintains. 5 got to come down and hit the pits.
Are you in 3rd place?
I'm in the 5th position right now.
Who do you have in 3rd? Is that GTR Mike?
That is a great question. Yes, it would be GTR Mike.
42 to go. GTR Mike, I don't even see Patton in the background, so he must have done fuel only or something as well. We talked about how Patton probably did 4 tires. 2 laps remain here, though. Can't take the screen off these top 2 as they are within a car length of each other, and the 10 of GTR Jacob looks like he's going to be going a lap down. Leaders going into the bus stop, lap and a half at the road course. Both drivers driving everything they got.
Man.
I don't think a single tire touched asphalt at all for these top 2 drivers. They are making up some serious ground on the field, but boy, they're battling hard though. Like that's not just simply, hey, I'm going to cut the corner. You know, they're overdriving the car. Both of them are absolutely overdriving it, and hopefully we don't see an issue out of these 2 cars. But they're getting ready to take the white flag. 1 corner to go, and they will be taking the white. The 12 gets loose on the exit of turn 6. He's steering left and right to save it. The 42 is going to get a run. No, he gets loose on the exit of turn 7. White flag is out here at Watkins Glen. Duh Jr. Hunty Wild, who will be your race 5 of 8 race winner here tonight at the Glen. The 12
Jacob gonna do?
probably pee his pants. I know I would be.
Oh no!
The 12 got loose on the exit of 1, catches the outside wall, is going to lose. Well, he's still there though. He's within 2 car lengths of that 12 car. Hard braking point coming up. Lap traffic in front of the 12. Is Hunty going to have enough time to be able to make something happen here with him in the 12? They go through the bus stop. The only car to cut the corner that time was actually the lap car of the 10. Woo! He's doing everything he's doing whatever he can to stay in front of the race leaders. The 12, there's 2 corners left, and he will be your race winner. They're coming up hard on that 10. I believe they're going to catch him going into that final corner. This is going to be a hard braking point. If I'm the 10, I might think of pulling over. The 10 goes wide. The 42 is going to shortcut it. Side by side going into the... he never gets up to him. The 12 of Duha is going to be your race winner as they exit turn 7. Honeywild comes up about 3.5 foot short. That 42 car put on a heck of a show. The 12 of Duha did a great job as well. Third place is Private Patton. He's all the way back here, just now getting ready to cross the stripes. Not sure how he got past GTR Mike, but GTR Mike comes home. I believe he's going to come home 4th. There it is.
Yes, he should come home in the 4th spot.
And did you run out of fuel, or did you have to pit?
Nope, I made it to the end.
So Ward Burton comes up 5th.
Way to go, man.
On the points, that still may give us a new points leader.
I don't think so, because I have 30-point lead in top 5.
Oh,
so
yeah, okay, yeah, he didn't make up.
pretty safe. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't make up 30 points.
Good points day though for the 12 to make up the ground, as well as the 42. And while Patton sits in key pole, continuous podium results definitely pay off in the long run.
Also, Patton didn't win a race. That's the first time in a full week that we've been able to say Patton was not your race winner.
That's surprising.
Get these top 3 in here.
Man, I thought Honey was going to be able to get there. Maybe give him a little nudge.
Listen, for a road course race, that was absolutely exciting what those 2 did.
Yeah.
That was awesome to see. There was a little bit of shortcutting, but when you're side by side racing, that's just going to happen at these road courses. I can't say, and I rode with them quite a bit. I can't say that they were shortcutting the track to make up a lot of ground when they were by themselves. Of course, there was the few here and there, but all in all, that was great racing. Ward, what are you thinking for your first road course race here with GC Sports? How'd it go?
It definitely was interesting. Again, I had to play a little bit of a different game coming from the back of the field, and while it's really hard to navigate through traffic, everyone managed themselves pretty well. You know, if I'm being honest, the way we qualifying went with everyone going at it. Thought there would have been a wreck, a couple of times in turn 1 early on, but everyone managed themselves, got single file, just gave and take, or gave and took, and it was a mix of strategy that got everyone there to the end. But especially, again, give the 12 and the 42 credit. They had the track position, they had the strategy, and they were able to execute the full way from the field.
Fast lap there went to Hunty Wild with a 104.7, so good lap by these guys. Man, they're cruising. I'm still hitting like the 124s and stuff. I hope I'm joking. All right, Ward, of course, thank you for joining us here as an in-race reporter. Came home top 5 after starting 19th, and honestly, that's no easy feat at one of these road courses, so good job tonight, man.
Dude, thank you so much. Again, said on the top of the broadcast before you guys went live, the goal was the top 5, and we accomplished it. So yet again, another solid points day, and now we look forward to next week where we go back to an oval.
All right, we're going to start with our third place finisher. Yes, third place. This is not a P1 for the 21. Private Patton comes home third at the Watkins Glen. Congratulations, Patton.
I don't know how I got here, honestly. That was, all of a sudden I was running P4, like 10 seconds behind Gator Mike, and was going through the bus stop, minding my own business, thinking I was going to get P4, and then all of a sudden there's the 18 sideways. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's P3 for me then. He had a hot rod. He definitely deserves this spot a lot more than me, and I definitely didn't have anything for the 42 or the 12. So those guys were gone. Like my setup was trash. I was barely able to leave P3. I'm just happy to be here, honestly. This thing was a dung heap tonight. So I'm glad that Watkins Glen is done. And as Ward said before, moving on, we're going back to an oval next week.
Yeah, that seems to be the cumulative census across the GC Sports League. Of course, there's still one more race at the Glen tomorrow night for the B group. But all in all, Patton, you won 4 straight races from last Tuesday. You won Wednesday, you won Thursday, and then you won again last night in the slider group at the Glen. So great job, but all things must come to an end, and 5 was not in the cards, but 4 races in a row, man. You can't be disappointed and still getting a podium the following race.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's the end of the game. Is be as consistent as possible. I mean, that's what builds championships, right? Consistency. So I mean, like I said, despite not having anything for the 42 or the 12 this week, who's to say that I can't be back up there next week?
Yeah, absolutely. Charlotte is going to be a good race. So good luck next week at Charlotte, and we'll see you both Slider Series and here in the C Custom Group. Congratulations again on your podium. And Pico, you got anything for him?
Nope.
Shocker. All right, we're going to go to our second place finisher. First, Hunty, do you have your voice set to always loud?
Yep.
All right, I'm a little intrigued here. I don't think, hold on. First off, do you have but do you have the broadcast going in the background?
No.
Somebody does. I need that turned down. Is that you?
It.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Guess it's just me. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, Hunty, I'm a little shocked to see you not win a road course, but it looks like you gave it everything she had there. You started getting a little tight, a little loose on the exit of turn 1. Were you driving the wheels off the car, or was the 12 just that good?
I wasn't really driving it off. It's just whenever I get to the bus stop behind a car, I don't see my brake-in marker, and then whenever I slow down, sometimes it would send my car into the grass, and then the grass would just send me in a direction, which is why I hit the wall at the bus stop.
Sorry, was sending a message. My bad. Then had to sneeze. All right, so yeah, honey, you again, second place finish. Ward actually was even in here. He said that you were the car to pick tonight. It's always a blast to watch you on the road courses, and tonight was no different. You did absolutely phenomenal. You didn't have any sponsors. Shocker! I thought that tonight would be the one time somebody would want to sponsor you. But congratulations on your second place finish, bud.
Thank you.
Next week, we're going to return to the ovals that you're trash at. So, good luck the rest of the season.
Alright.
I'm just messing with you, bud. Alright, Daha, you got your voice set to always allow?
Yes, sir. Always.
I'm trying to find your car for the stream real quick. Alright. Congratulations, first off. This is your second win of the season. You won the first race of the overall season, and you won the first race of the second half of the season now at Watkins Glen. Of course, this is going to allow you to race tomorrow night if you would like to.
Yes, sir.
And just go through those final few laps. Were you getting nervous at all, or were you just focused on hitting your own marks and not really worried about what the 42 car was doing behind you?
Well, I mean, at first I really wasn't worried about him. I was hitting my marks. I really wasn't trying to push the issue of the car or nothing like that. Just trying to survive to the end and go ahead and let everybody do their cycle pit stops, and that way I could do mine by myself. I wouldn't have to worry about any traffic. Well, apparently he got on pit road way better than I did. He closed in that gap about half of it, and after that, coming out of there, the car was just a little too free for me, and I couldn't hit my marks. And I mean, I appreciate him racing me clean. I honestly thought he was going to give me the bumper a few times, but he didn't. He raced me good and clean, and if he would have gave me the bumper, I wouldn't have blamed him. But I appreciate him racing me clean, and another one from Flash Mafia.
Yeah. Yeah, again, man, you were one of the fastest cars, and then I say that the 42 ended up with a fast lap there at the end of the race, and again, he was running second, so if it was me, I probably would have spun myself out or something if I was in the lead. At the same time, if I was 42, I also would have used the bumper, so I guess you guys are a little different than I am.
I guess. I mean, I've never raced with him on a road course before, but apparently he's badass for what y'all are talking about.
Listen, he does something
that means
really.
a lot to me to beat him, man.
Yeah, he does something really intriguing with his shifting going into the corners that I've actually gotten people like that have written me saying, "Hey, I'm not going to race him on road course if that's how he's going to drive." But it's nothing against rules. It's nothing that anybody can't do. He just sticks it better than most. So Honey is one of the cream of the crop road course drivers. So you did beat one of the best at the road courses. So congratulations. And again, man, it's good to see you in victory lane, and I'm excited to race against you tomorrow night.
All right, brother. Yeah, I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to my dad. I know he's probably watching. Shout out to Flash Mafia, KB Showtime, and all the other viewers out there watching. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
You got any?
Put on a good one for first and second.
Yeah, it was a show those last 5 laps. Piccolo, you got anything for our race winner?
No, man, good win. That was fun to watch for sure.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, yeah, it'll be fun. All right, we're gonna go with our closing remarks here at the GC Sports. Piccolo, what is your takeaways from tonight? Was there anything that you might have seen tonight that you could utilize tomorrow night in the B group race?
Nope.
Man of a million words here, helping me broadcast these races. So, real quickly, guys, I want to say tune in tomorrow night. We run about 30 minutes later on the Thursday group, so 8:35 Eastern time is when the B group will be going green. Broadcast usually starts around 8:30. NASCAR WPS will be our broadcaster, so it may go live a few minutes early. He tends to go live early. Also, tune in Sunday. We're going to be having a podcast talking about the kind of weekend recap or season to this point recap for the GC Sports with some drivers, as well as we're going to bring in some drivers that aren't even in the league as we discuss, do some questions, comments, concerns, and a little bit of gameplay of the NASCAR 21 Ignition, so tune in for that. Other than that, this is Ben Aquatati, Piccolo, Ward Burton is an in-race reporter, and good night, and hope to see you tomorrow night, and that's going to do it here